And this is a little technical, but Trezor recently added a feature that in theory is supposed to give you more anonymity for your coins. There's ways you can go about this, and one of them is basically called mixing. So you combine your Bitcoin with someone else's Bitcoin and you mix them together, and you basically break the chain analysis capability of figuring out that that was your Bitcoin.
Okay.
So for example, if you bought Bitcoin on Strike has a record that you bought that. Mm-hmm. Then you withdraw it from Strike to some location. Mm-hmm. Strike has a record that you sent that Bitcoin that you bought from them to that location. And now it can be tracked across the blockchain because you have that record tying you back to Strike.
Right.
So what Trezor added is this thing called Wasabi. A lot of people use Wasabi. It's been around for a while, and there's Wasabi and there's Whirlpool. Like those are like the two mixing services that exist. Yeah. I had always been getting a lot of my recommendations from who I previously mentioned, Odell. So Odell has always recommended Whirlpool, and I've always used Whirlpool, and I've never heard him say don't use Wasabi. I never really paid attention. When I was trying to...
You made your choice, and that's the one.
Yeah, and I did enough research to say, like, this is what I want, so I'm going to set this up. Well, Trezor caught a lot of flack for adding Wasabi. Mm-hmm. And what I learned from Trezor adding Wasabi and seeing all the, like, kerfuffle that happened is that basically Wasabi has a terms of service. And in their terms of service, they basically say that you're not allowed to use this service for mixing your coins if you're doing certain things. AKA, they're trying to put rules on your Bitcoin.
Doing certain things like what? Like sending it to countries that we have sanctions with, committing crimes, like...
I'll just read you...
all the things that banks restrict us.
I'll just read you like a TLDR here.
Okay.
Right? So this is from Chris Bleck. He's a researcher of sorts. Wasabi's tool is a total capitulation to government censorship. It blocks BTC transactions that are for things like buying guns and ammo, sexual content, alleged copyright violations, credit repair services, and much more.
Repair services.
It's got a terms of service, and that's just in there.
All right.
So it also states that they're under no obligation to tell you why your transactions are blocked. And then he goes on to say, as far as I can tell, Trezor has not acknowledged whether or not its users will be bound by these terms, but it's safe to assume that they will, since Trezor is now hiding replies and blocking anyone who asks them about this on Twitter.
So do you think that this is their own choice, or is it some type of regulation the Wasabi services have that requires them to need these terms of service?
So Trezor, the hardware wallet, is integrating Wasabi.
Yeah.
They could have chose something else.
Okay.
They chose this.
So you don't think this is coming to Whirlpool soon?
The short answer is no.
Okay.
And mainly because it's just how Whirlpool is set up differently from Wasabi. Okay. So like Whirlpool is more in line with how the Bitcoin blockchain works, where there's not really one person in charge that can even set a terms of service. And when you're mixing your coins, no one knows who's being mixed with who. It's just being mixed.
Yeah.
In this, Wasabi, in theory, is seeing the destination as a means of saying, no, you cannot send the mixed coin to that location because we've decided that that's not the case. So I'm going to link to this in the show notes if you want to read a little bit more, but I no longer recommend Trezor as a wallet, a hardware wallet to use.
Damn, getting dumped by Ian. I wouldn't know what that feels like, but it seems harsh. All right. You liked that one, didn't you?
Yeah, that was good, babe.
Thanks.
That was really good.
Sometimes I'm funny. I really don't know what it's like to be dumped by you, and I will never know because you're never leaving me. All right, babe, what's the next one? Who else is dead to you?
I mean, I saw this one coming. I'm not surprised, but it's gotten ridiculous now. Okay. So Ledger.
Mm-hmm. You were kind of done with Ledger a while ago. Well, I know that.
We own Ledger wallets, right? And we use Ledger. I'm in the process of replacing all of that.
Yeah.
But basically, Ledger had done a couple things that was starting to lead me to believe that they're definitely not Bitcoiners, but they're also not actually interested in security. And you cannot be a Bitcoiner, that's okay. But if you're selling a hardware wallet for the purposes of extra security and you're kind of making me believe that you're not interested in security, then what are we talking about here? You're just trying to get my money. Mm-hmm. So the thing that they had done before, which we didn't even talk about, is that Ledger started this like marketing campaign, which was try to make your Ledger wallet look like a piece of jewelry and like wearing it around your neck.
Huh.
What?
Does that make it more dangerous?
Yes.
Yes. What's going on?
They did a whole campaign around like getting a chain and like showing off your Ledger around your neck.
They tried.
They obviously have never been in the rap game because your chain will get snatched.
Yes.
These are not rappers. Okay.
Tuck that shit in your shirt.
Okay. Number 2, that was just kind of funny. And it was like, okay, if you're dumb enough to wear your Ledger around your neck, that's you. People made all kinds of memes about like wearing their cold card around their neck and all their other wallets, right?
Yeah.
But if that's on you, that's a choice you're going to make. Most recently, though, Ledger made an announcement for a new feature that they were adding to their hardware wallet, in that you were going to be able to recover your private keys from your device in the event that you lost it, because Ledger had sent your private keys out to places where if you provide them the right information, they can go get your private keys. And the look on your face is telling me that you understand how freaking ridiculous that is. So yes, the hardware device that is supposed to not let your keys leak off the device, they basically announced a feature where they were like, well, screw it. We're going to leak your keys off your device.
But why?
Because people lose their wallets.
Oh, okay.
And so for $10 a month, we will provide you an additional way of getting your keys back.
Yeah.
Now, what you're really saying is for $10 a month, you're shipping my private keys off of my hardware wallet. Yeah. This sounds like a choice you could or could not make.
But the capability is in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even I get that.
And
I mean, no, I'm not say it that way. I'm a very intelligent woman. Not everyone's going to get it, but I got it.
Now let's think. Now you got that right away.
I did.
Because you've been doing a podcast for over a year.
Flirting with Bitcoin.
Exactly. But here, let me take it a little bit further, just as a purely software engineering standpoint.
Yeah.
As a software engineer, we ship a ton of code that's turned off.
Yeah.
And then we wait until a later date to turn it on.
Yeah.
So Ledger is a closed source hardware wallet.
So you have no idea how long this has been on the wallet.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So dead to us.
So they're claiming this is a new
Not
feature.
even RIP. No peace for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took you a second to get
Yes.
I can bat 1,000. Okay. Some of them aren't going to hit.
No P. Yeah.
All right. So I'm with you. I'm mad at Ledger more than I am at Trezor.
I don't know if it's a who's worse, but these are two things that we recommended a year ago. A year ago, I did mention that Ledger was closed source, but a year ago, they didn't do some crazy marketing scheme about wearing your chain around your neck, and they didn't have some crazy like shipping your private keys off your hardware device. That's